G'day mates, today we're heading into the wild world of Crocodile Dundee, the 1986 classic that introduced the outback to the world. Behind the famous quotes, massive knives, and crocodile battles, this movie has a ton of hidden stories and bizarre trivia that most fans don't know. So grab your hat, pack your canteen, and let's count down 20 weird facts about Crocodile Dundee. Number 1. The real Crocodile Dundee. Mick Dundee wasn't just a fictional creation. He was inspired by real-life bushman Rod Ansell, who survived for months in the outback after his boat capsized. He had no supplies, lived off wild animals, and even drank cattle blood to stay alive. While the movie turned him into a charming, adventurous hero, the truth is darker. Ansell's later life descended into violence and ended tragically. This strange connection between fiction and reality makes the character even more fascinating. Hogan's Dundee might be a lovable rogue, but his real counterpart was far more dangerous. Number 2, the croc wasn't always real. That unforgettable moment where Sue is attacked by a crocodile looks terrifying, but it wasn't as deadly behind the scenes. For actor safety, filmmakers used a massive animatronic crocodile, complete with mechanical jaws and realistic movement. It was essentially a Hollywood puppet, but on screen, audiences bought it. Some wide shots feature real crocs, but every close-up with actors was done using this monster-sized machine. It gave the thrill without the risk of anyone losing a limb. The illusion worked so well that most viewers still believe the actors wrestled with real crocs. Number 3, the knife line almost didn't happen. "That's not a knife. That's a knife," is one of the most quoted movie lines ever. Strangely, when it was first pitched, not everyone believed it would land. Some writers thought it was too corny and didn't want it in the final script. But Paul Hogan insisted on keeping it, knowing the humor came from its simplicity. That gamble paid off. The line became instantly iconic, entered everyday slang, and has been spoofed in countless TV shows and ads. It's proof that sometimes the simplest ideas turn into pop culture history. Number 4, Dundee's knife was a movie prop army. Dundee's legendary Bowie knife wasn't just one blade. The production used multiple versions depending on the shot. There was a genuine steel knife for close-ups, a lightweight aluminum version for action scenes, and even a rubber one for stunts and safety. Each knife had to look identical so audiences never noticed the swaps. This trick is common in filmmaking, but in this case it helped turn a simple prop into one of the most recognizable weapons in cinema. The knife itself became as famous as the character holding it. Number 5. Filming in Kakadu National Park. Much of the outback portion of the film was shot in Kakadu National Park, one of Australia's largest and wildest landscapes. The terrain is breathtaking on camera, but filming there was no easy task. Cast and crew dealt with blistering heat, swarms of mosquitoes, and the constant danger of wildlife, including snakes and, yes, real crocodiles. These conditions gave the film its authentic feel, but also made shooting exhausting. What looks like a gorgeous adventure on screen was, in reality, a grueling survival mission for everyone behind the camera.
Comfortable, miss?
Wonderful country out here.
We think so.
Number 6, Customs would have taken his hat. Dundee's hat is one of his signature looks, complete with real crocodile teeth along the band. Here's the catch. If he had tried to bring that into the US for real, Customs would have confiscated and destroyed it. American laws on importing animal products are strict, and crocodile parts are a no-go. It's one of those little factual errors that slip by audiences. The filmmakers ignored reality for style, and it worked. The hat became so iconic that replicas are still sold today, teeth and all.
Same thought crossed my mind once or twice.
Number 7, crocodile or alligator. Sharp-eyed viewers notice something strange. The creature that attacks Sue looks suspiciously more like an American alligator than an Australian crocodile. The rounded snout and shape don't fully match Aussie saltwater crocs. While some shots are real Australian crocs, effects and stand-ins caused inconsistencies. To most audiences, it didn't matter. Scary reptile, check. But for reptile enthusiasts, it's a fun mistake. It also shows how movie magic sometimes takes shortcuts when accuracy clashes with entertainment value. Number 8, a global box office smash. Despite being a modest Australian production with no major Hollywood stars, Crocodile Dundee became a global juggernaut. In the US, it was the second highest grossing film of 1986, just behind Top Gun. In Australia, it became the highest earning local film ever at the time. Nobody expected a comedy about an outback bushman to dominate world cinema, but audiences fell in love with Dundee's charm. It was a cultural phenomenon that turned Paul Hogan into an international star almost overnight. Number 9, Dundee doesn't know his age. In the film, Dundee claims he doesn't know his real age because he was raised by Aboriginal people who view time differently. It's a quirky line that adds to his mysterious persona. But here's the weird part. When he later travels to New York, he would have needed legal documents, like a passport. So either Mick was bluffing about his age, or someone in the Australian government just waved him through with no questions asked. It's a small plot hole that fans still debate to this day. Number 10, scenes were cut in the Encore edition. When Crocodile Dundee was re-released as the Encore cut decades later, some scenes were removed due to transphobic and homophobic jokes that hadn't aged well. Modern audiences found them offensive, so the new version trimmed them out. This wasn't unique to Dundee. Many 80s comedies have been revisited for sensitivity, but it shows how films evolve with time and how cultural context changes the way we see older classics. It sparked debate about whether movies should be preserved untouched or updated for modern viewers.
For washing your backside, right?
Number 11, added land acknowledgement. In the same re-release, the filmmakers added a land acknowledgement before the opening credits. This statement recognized that the film's outback scenes were shot on indigenous land. At the time of the original release in 1986, this kind of acknowledgement wasn't standard practice. Adding it years later was a gesture of respect and an attempt to connect the film's story back to the cultural roots of the Australian landscape. It's a small change, but one that reflects how much times have changed since the movie first hit theaters. Number 12, Bert the Crocodile lived to 90. The crocodile featured in the film wasn't just a star. He became a legend. His name was Bert, a massive saltwater crocodile captured in the 1980s. Bert went on to live in a wildlife park in Darwin, where he became a tourist attraction for decades. Fans of the film could actually visit the real crocodile from the movie. Incredibly, Bert lived to be over 90 years old before passing away, making him one of the oldest known crocodiles in captivity. Number 13, saltwater crocs are no joke. Bert wasn't just old, he was a saltwater crocodile, the largest and most dangerous crocodile species on Earth. These giants can grow over 20 feet long and weigh more than a ton. Having a real salty star in the film added authenticity, even if most close-ups were mechanical. Saltwater crocs are apex predators capable of taking down water buffalo, so the crew handled Bert with extreme care. Using him in the movie added genuine danger, even if audiences didn't realize just how deadly he was in real life. Number 14, tons of continuity mistakes. Like many 80s films, Crocodile Dundee is filled with continuity goofs. One of the funniest is Dundee's hat. In some shots, the ash stains change or disappear completely between cuts. Cups and small props also vanish and reappear mid-scene. These are little editing slips that most viewers miss on the first watch. But once you notice, you can't unsee them. They're part of the charm of old-school filmmaking. Imperfections that remind us this was made by humans, not digital perfectionists.
I reckon this place saved me life.
Number 15, life imitated art and romance. The romance between Mick Dundee and Sue wasn't just acting. Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski, who played the couple on screen, eventually fell for each other in real life. Their chemistry carried off screen, leading to a marriage in 1990. They became one of Hollywood's most talked about couples at the time, largely because their relationship began on one of the biggest movies of the decade. Sadly, they later divorced, but their love story was proof that sometimes movie magic spills into reality. Number 16, culture clash comedy. One of the film's biggest appeals was the culture clash between the rugged outback man in New York City. What many people don't realize is that this wasn't entirely scripted. Hogan encouraged improvisation, especially in the city scenes, so Mick's reactions to taxis, crowds, and skyscrapers often felt genuine. That's why his wide-eyed innocence worked so well, because Hogan himself was experiencing real culture shock during filming. It blurred the line between character and actor in hilarious ways.
Good night.
Number 17, improvised moments. Several moments fans love were partly improvised. Hogan had a gift for quick wit, and the director let him experiment with lines. For example, some of Dundee's cheeky remarks to strangers in New York were unscripted. This gave the character a spontaneous energy that felt authentic. While the script laid the foundation, Hogan's improvisation added the charm. It's a reminder that sometimes the best comedy isn't written, it's captured in the moment. Number 18, tourism explosion in Kakadu. After the film's release, Kakadu National Park saw a massive boom in tourism. Fans from around the world wanted to see where their favorite outback hero lived. Tours branded with Crocodile Dundee popped up, and Australia's tourism industry capitalized on the global fascination. This wasn't just a movie, it was a travel advertisement in disguise. Even decades later, Kakadu still benefits from its connection to the film. Few movies have ever had such a direct impact on tourism. Number 19, the canteen versus the croc. In the famous scene where Sue dips her canteen into the creek, a crocodile suddenly lunges out to attack. But here's the weird detail. Many fans pointed out that the leather strap on the canteen should have snapped instantly under that kind of force. Instead, she somehow holds on, creating a dramatic but unrealistic struggle. It's movie logic. Realism is sacrificed for suspense. While it thrilled audiences, reptile experts couldn't help but laugh at how impossible it really was. Number 20, a modest film became a global icon. Perhaps the weirdest fact of all is just how successful this little Australian comedy became. It had no Hollywood A-listers, a relatively small budget, and was never expected to dominate the global market. Yet it turned into a worldwide hit, second only to Top Gun in 1986. Dundee became a cultural icon, and the film remains one of Australia's biggest cinematic exports. Its unlikely journey from modest beginnings to international sensation is as wild as the outback itself. And there you have it, 20 weird facts about Crocodile Dundee that prove the story behind the movie is just as fascinating as the film itself. From animatronic crocodiles to real-life romances, it's clear this outback adventure left a giant footprint on pop culture. Which fact surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more behind-the-scenes movie deep dives. Until next time, keep your knives sharp and watch out for crocs.